So as markets become more and more fragmented, it is getting harder to utilize broad segments to identify your target audience. Historically, we have used catch-all segments such as a soccer mom or a road warrior to define who we're targeting and have treated them as a homogeneous entity. There is a convergence happening around end customers wanting to be more defined as part of a more granular target instead of this large single group. If you want to extend the soccer mom analogy further, 10 years ago it was sufficient to be able to create a marketing campaign targeted at a broad definition of North American middle-class suburban women who spend a significant amount of their time transporting school-aged children to their sporting events and other activities. As our knowledge of consumer segmentation enhances, we realize that this definition is too broad and doesn't really reflect any real segment. That group was made up of both males and females, working parents, single parents, and those within groups, hundreds of different roles, personalities, and different lifestyles. The ability to micro-target is going to have the biggest impact on a product or brand success to be successful. The best example of this was the Obama campaign in 2008 and 2012. That campaign was able to collect over 13 million email addresses, and on each of them identify the key issues that was relevant to that individual. They were then able to cater the messages on a personal level to each voter and to host over 200,000 offline events, each catered to a specific issue. They then invited the voters who cared most about that issue to bring along other potential supporters with similar interests. Now, most brands don't have the budgets and resources that campaign did, but a brand success will be driven by the ability to harness social media, other data sources, to understand the needs of their customer, and to then target their messages and call to actions accordingly. We think in the loyalty industry, when you extend that further, it's going to be about consumer choice. How do you reward each individual with a reward that's relevant to them? And so, as we've done with LRG, we're trying to make sure that we have the most rewards available to each individual in the local market that's reflective of their customization. And we think this can help brands drive loyalty. Loyalty is driven by understanding your client's needs and values and how your brand complements those, and then ensuring that your loyalty strategy is focusing on delivering on that promise. We look at marketing as having two separate but very intertwined components: customer acquisition and customer retention. Mass acquisition is all about getting more customers. Loyalty is then used to drive retention and viral acquisition. Your best and most loyal customers are also your best brand advocates and sales. I don't think that you can claim one is more important than the other, as we believe that acquisition and loyalty are the two key pillars that success is founded upon. The key is to ensure that the loyalty and retention components are baked into the marketing plan at the same time that acquisition plans are being made. The same technologies used for acquisition can be used to provide data for the loyalty program. The data from the loyalty program should be used to create the customer segmentation knowledge utilized to create the acquisition strategies. The technologies available today from Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter, Facebook provide marketers with a trove of data to be used for both acquisition and loyalty. The next wave of technology uptake will all focus around mobile. Now knowing where your customers are and having the ability to interact them and reward a transaction will enable marketers to drive sales, increase loyalty, and brand awareness. Success will be driven by having loyalty and acquisition working hand in hand and embracing new technologies to increase effectiveness and reduce costs. Right now, there's a battle going on for the mobile wallet. There was an article on readwrite.com last week where they stated that Google and Square have spent a combined $1 billion on trying to drive consumer adoption of their wallets. The issue they've run into is they're competing with incumbent payment processors and legacy POS systems and other market forces that are resisting this disruption. So we took a different approach, and we focused on technology that would utilize existing infrastructure, existing payment gateways, existing POS systems, and would have no impact on the retail experience. And so we believe that by marrying the ability to drive loyalty transactions from a smartphone and bridging the last foot between the phone and the POS will be critical. It drives the best consumer experience, the best member experience in a loyalty program, and no impact at retail. And so as all these multiple solutions roll out, we believe that what we have is the best mousetrap out there. But we also don't think we'll be the only one out there. And we look at our options on how we've come to approach the market, and it's the ability to engage the customer in the right way at anywhere in the world. So our solutions will allow a member to redeem at any e-commerce site anywhere in the world, on their smartphone, or in retail. We expect that loyalty programs will be able to use our technology to drive a more meaningful and valuable loyalty program for their members and driving better outcomes and a better ROI for program sponsors.